What are people doing? Like, over the past week or so, my social media has been inundated with Studio Ghibli AI versions of people. Big brands have been posting about them. People who have absolutely no interest in art. Footballers, sports people, celebrities. I think the guy that's sort of behind the whole thing was saying how much, work had gone into it. And he put a picture on, and he in the picture had 4 fingers, and the guy that he's with in the Studio Ghibli AI version of the 3 of them, the guy he's with had 6 fingers, and he was like, "This is groundbreaking." Is it groundbreaking? I mean, look at this. He's got 2 fingers. I can't believe people are brought in by this. It's so dodgy, and I'm not even like overly against AI. I don't, I'm not particularly a fan of it. I don't really like it. I use it in certain aspects of my life. Photoshop have AI elements to what they do, cutouts, background cutouts, all these different things. There are elements of AI that I use. I'm not totally against AI in the sense of like making life a bit easier. I've said that in a previous video. I don't think AI will ever be able to replace artists. Brands will think that they can use AI instead of an artist. Fair enough, I get that, I understand that. But if you are wanting someone who genuinely loves the craft, loves art, loves design, loves illustration, animation, whatever it might be, people will weed it out. It'll be like a dandelion, and anyone that's creative will call it out and say what it is. It's not going away. But this Studio Ghibli stuff is so bad. The co-founder of Studio Ghibli spoke out against AI a few years ago. If you think that the response to this is then to go and like rip off his work, by the way, Studio Ghibli are the benchmark for animation, benchmark for sort of manga and filmmaking and animation. Like they are one of the top dogs ever. And if you think that some cheap, shitty AI version of their work is right, then I mean you're on a different level. I understand that people are naive about it. People don't really understand it. People just think it's a filter. The normal everyday person who isn't into art, isn't into art and design, doesn't do it for a living. It's just a filter like we've always done. I remember back in the day when there was a thing on Facebook and you changed your profile picture with a mad filter on. It's always been a thing. It'll always be a thing while social media is a thing. But, when brands are using it and brands are jumping on it and I don't like it. I don't like what it stands for. I don't like the inaccuracies of it. Like, it's such an insult to the people that created the Studio Ghibli work, is what I would say. I don't really know where we go from here. I genuinely don't know where we go from here, because at what point, with AI in general, at what point do you just say this has gone too far? Some of the photo editing that you can see now, Grok, I think, is it Grok on Twitter or X? Like, some of the stuff that creates is mad. And at what point does it become dangerous? And at what point do we just say no? Like, just stop. Stop the whole thing. It's going to start affecting things politically if it hasn't already. Wider issues. I mean, it's so dangerous, AI. It's so dangerous. It's already gone way beyond what it needs to. Genuinely, if I was Studio Ghibli, I think I would have sued the guys that did the AI filter. Especially if their view on AI is a negative one, which it obviously is going to be, because they are people that spend hours and hours and hours on their craft every day and have done for the majority of their life probably. Like these people that create Studio Ghibli work, the animations and all the people that work for that production company, they will have been creative since day one. They'll have folders of drawings like I've got from when they were 4-year-old all the way to the point where they're at now. And I don't think people appreciate how difficult it is to create these animations, because the filter is created and people use this filter and it's done in within seconds. They're like, well, this is just easy. This is, there's no appreciation for the work that goes into making these things. To be honest, I don't think too much of it when people on Facebook are doing it and, people are just changing the profile picture and all these things. It's when brands are doing it and when football clubs are doing it and people in power are doing it. I mean, there was one I saw from the official White House page. It was something to do with immigration, and it was wild. Like, what on earth have we got to where this is a normal thing? I think we fucked. Like, I genuinely think we fucked. Sorry to swear. As a society, as a as a civilization, when it comes to this sort of stuff, it's completely blown out the water. Everything that we stand for in terms of like appreciating people's work, legitimacy, all these different things, human kindness, treating people properly, it's completely blown out the water. All morals have gone, and people don't care. Like you could reply to one of these Studio Ghibli posts and be like, please avoid doing this in the future. Please pay artists, do this, do this. You will just get loads of abuse. I put a post on saying no AI was involved in creating this piece of work, and I put the piece of work on, and I genuinely got a comment saying, do you not think it's time that you embraced AI? This whole paragraph about AI, I didn't reply with because I just thought, like, it's obviously a bot. All I will say is that while people still call it out, it's when people don't call it out. It's when people and brands and companies and people in power use these tools to create content, to create these things, this absolute rubbish, instead of people that can create genuine pieces of artwork that they've spent time crafting. If my car was broken outside, I couldn't go and fix it. I'd send it to someone that could fix the car. If you're wanting something drawn, but you yourself can't draw, just get someone who can draw to draw you the thing. Pay the person, keep the person in the job. I am yet to see something that is AI that looks great, that I'm like, wow. And I don't know if I ever will, because I think the key to all of this is that AI will never, and the people that are using AI cheaply will never have the love for art and design. So there will always be an element of it that looks cheap, that looks tacky, and it looks crap. That's the top and bottom of it. You can use these tools, you can create these tools and not pay people, but what you will have is a cheap product, a lesser product, at the expense of not paying someone. So do what you want, but what you will get is the result of not paying someone, not paying a professional, not paying someone that is trained and that has trained all of their lives and put all of their effort into being the person that they want to be, which is a creative person. And if you're happy with that, then good for you. What are your thoughts on AI? What are your thoughts on the Studio Ghibli things? Have you seen it? I mean, it feels very much like your mum on Facebook who's just discovered this filter. That's what it feels like to me, but obviously I'm open to different opinions. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe for more videos like this. Pay artists, pay illustrators, pay animators, pay your video editors, pay all these people that have worked hard to be where they are and can do these things for you professionally and not in a shit way. Thank you. Goodbye.